Hey guys, welcome back to No Content. I'm Ryan28. That's Pixel34. Pixel, how's it going? How was your week, man?
It's going all right. It flew by really quick.
Yeah, it's this week. Well, it's also Memorial Day, which we'll get into, but Memorial Day was Monday too. So I feel like, are you talking about last week?
No, I'm just talking about the last few days. Like, even
Yeah,
though it was a 3-day weekend, it just like flew by so quick. And that's
right.
probably because I didn't do anything.
That is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good time to just like catch up on games and stuff like that. But I really felt like nothing happened. It just flew by.
For sure. Yeah, we'll probably get into that. But yeah, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. I know we just had an episode on Friday, but we're trying to get back onto like a more consistent schedule. I think we have a record time pretty packed down, either Monday or
Trying
Tuesdays.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still like kind of in flux, but we'll try to make it more consistent.
Right, right. So, that's something that you guys can look forward to for sure. We're also getting into like I don't know, we're getting into kind of the lull, the summertime. Nothing much probably going on for either of us. So hopefully we'll have more time to like create content and get more on schedule and stuff. So we'll see.
Sure.
Um, I guess first off, I wanted to talk about is we actually got a pretty good fan email. We get some fan emails, but they're no offense to you guys keep sending them, but they're pretty generic in the sense of like just wishing us well and good luck and but I thought this one was actually pretty funny and kind of interesting. But we actually got a fan email from a guy named Yosef, or as we call it in the States, Joseph, from Israel, which I thought was pretty good and pretty cool. And he said, I don't. He said English wasn't his first language, but he said episode 9 was good. You guys should bring Blake as regular host with the three of you. I listened to podcast at House in Israel on Google Home, so now you know. Now you know one of 40 people who listen to it that way. Listen to it while I make dinner with girlfriend. Can't wait for new episodes. So boom. I thought that was pretty cool.
Aw,
I thought that was
that's
pretty
really
unique.
cool.
So shout out to Joseph in Israel. He's probably listening to this. I messaged him back and he messaged me back, and I guess he makes dinner with his girlfriend after work and they listen to our podcast while they're making dinner. So they'll do it like 20 minutes. Like they'll scatter
Mhm.
the podcast episode to last maybe 4 or 5 days. Which I
Mhm.
thought was pretty cool.
That's
so
really cool. Yeah,
so we
that's really
also found
awesome of
someone
him.
who's doing it on Google Home, baby. So that's one
Yeah,
of
you're
one of
right.
people. So shout outs to Joseph. Hope you're doing well. You're probably listening to this tonight or something when this episode's out. But yeah, appreciate it, man. Thanks for being a fan. A fan that's not from. This is the reason why I thought it was unique is because a lot of the people who have been emailing us and talking to us are they know us from like other things. So I've gotten a lot of emails
Mhm,
from people
mhm.
who knew me from old podcasts, like even before Deep Thoughts, or from my Twitch or from my Twitter. Like, hey, I
Right,
think what you guys got here is really cool, really special. Like, I really
right,
enjoy it.
right.
And this is the first email from someone that's like totally like. I kind of asked him like, "Oh, how did you find us?" and stuff like that. He's like, "Just purely found us from Deep Thoughts," which I thought was pretty cool. Like, he had no prior background of
Oh
like me
wow.
or you or any of the communities we're in. So I thought that was really cool. He's like the first,
Yeah,
like I guess, like actual fan that we've gotten fan mail from. So
yeah. No,
shout
that's
outs
really
to
cool. It's like
yeah, it's validating.
yeah, it's like this organic sort of discovery. Like that's really cool to me.
Yeah, definitely. So shout outs to him. But anyway, guys, moving on. We have, I got some things I want to talk about. I actually kind of had a busy weekend or whatever. But first off, it was Memorial Day
Mhm.
yesterday, which was Monday. I don't think it's like a global holiday, right? It's mostly just in America, right?
It's just America, yeah.
Okay, so if you guys didn't know, Memorial Day is a day to remember all the veterans and soldiers who lost their lives in war. But it also is kind of a time to honor veterans and people who have served as well. I think, whether that be active or retired or what have you. I had a pretty good Memorial Day. I don't know, did you do anything special, Pixel?
I really didn't. It was just pretty chill, just staying home, playing video games,
You
and
didn't even barbecue or
relaxing.
anything?
No, no. Actually, you know what? My apartment doesn't actually allow grills.
What? How's that make sense?
So that's a thing here in LA. So like,
Really?
since
Okay.
all the buildings are so tightly packed together, grills aren't allowed because they could easily catch fire to the building and the one next to it.
Even
And so
in
it
like
becomes
their park community area in your building, like community areas and buildings.
we have a community area, but I think it's still like such a tightly enclosed space that it just stinks up everything.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, so it's pretty common that like you'll never ever see a charcoal grill here.
Mm.
It's more common to see propane.
Right, because that
Smokers are a definite no on like every single property.
right. Oh, okay. So it's basically just like because like there's less. What do you call it? You can't catch things
Smell.
on fire. Smoke. Right. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
So yeah, it's like I miss like the taste of charcoal grilling. Like
Uh huh.
nothing really beats it.
Yeah, man. It just gives it like
And
that little extra kick of chemicals. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
exactly
I don't know
right.
what it
I
is,
need
man.
those. I need those carcinogens, right?
Yeah, man. I agree.
So I have to go to like a local park or something like that if I want to do charcoal grilling,
Oh,
which is
really? I
just a
didn't know that.
pain.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, but yeah, I mean, mine was actually pretty good. I usually don't celebrate it, but one of my friends is pretty in. I don't know. I guess it's just kind of an excuse to get together as well. But
Hmm.
I went over with my daughter, and he just built like this pretty legit place set that took like a week and a half to
Cool.
build. So hung out there, ate burgers, and then they don't have a HOA at their place, so they could
Hmm.
do bonfires and stuff in their backyard.
Oh, interesting.
So that was pretty cool. Just kind of like hung out and chilled there, or whatever, for like 2 or 3 hours or whatever. It was super last minute, but it was super fun still.
Hmm.
So yeah, did that. Also, I don't know why this is, but there's a Memorial Day tradition. Not really tradition, but a lot of people do. They go see a movie during Memorial
Oh,
Day
really?
weekend for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. It's a
Mm.
thing. Uh, I went to go see Aladdin, so that was it was okay. I don't, here, here's my thing here's the thing. I don't like going to movie theaters
Same.
because it just sucks. Like, it's not even the pricing, but and I talked to Blake about this on a previous episode, but I think the issue is that people are so used to Netflix where they can kind of
Uh-huh.
just do other things while they're watching the movie. I feel like that has kind of like transcended into movie theaters. Because
Mm.
the last few movies I've seen, there's always been like somebody on their phone, someone kind of like whispering through the whole movie and like chatting. And I feel like I never had these issues like growing up or when I was younger. And it feels like in the last like 4 to 5 years, I've noticed these things like a lot more.
Interesting.
And it's just like casual stuff. It's like people checking Instagram. Like, it's not an emergency at all. It's just like chit
Mhm.
chatting. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So, I don't get it, man.
Yeah, I can't speak to that because I don't actually see movies all too often in the theater, precisely for like reasons like having to deal with other people, having to deal with crying children or people that even if I just don't want the possibility of someone talking during the movie, so I just want to avoid it altogether.
Right.
So like I
Yeah.
don't know how often it happens, but I just want to avoid that ever happening.
Right. I mean, there are some movies that are probably better to see like in theaters, but I mean, yeah, I get you. But overall, popcorn was way too expensive. Food was way too expensive as always.
Hmm.
Um, the movie itself, I guess spoiler warning if you haven't seen Aladdin, it's not a one for one. It's definitely not a one for one remake. There are
Hmm.
liberties added to the movie. Are you going to care about if we talk about this, Pixel? By the way, I don't care about any of our listeners, but do you care?
No, I don't mind at all.
Okay, just making sure. But it's so there's a couple of things that have changed within the movie itself. First of all, it's told by the perspective of the genie this time, Will Smith, instead of some guy trying to peddle
Interesting.
you a lamp. Um,
Okay.
a new character is added to the movie. I forgot what her name is in the movie, but she is the handmaiden to Jasmine, and also one of Jasmine's closest friends. So she's a totally brand new character that is added to the movie or whatever.
Hmm.
Her name is. Let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Her name is Dahlia, and she's a handmaiden and confidant to Jasmine, and she actually falls in love with Genie
Hmm.
in the movie. So One of the things that's kind of different about the movie is that um, Genie is not really in the lamp that much, and he can
Mm-hmm.
disguise himself and make himself not look blue at all. So about I want to say 3/4 of the movie, Will Smith is actually just Will Smith, like in human form, just kind of walking around as a genie and kind of using like
Yeah.
magical powers to kind of persuade things and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Which I
so
think actually was a good choice
yeah, I actually
because
liked it.
yeah, because like blue is such an unnatural color that
Mhm.
seeing it that often would probably throw you off. It might actually be
Right,
too distracting.
right. So
So yeah, it's probably a good choice to make it more natural.
yeah, so that was a thing. He ends up falling in love with her, and at the end of the movie, we all know how Aladdin ends. He gets his freedom, and he ends up marrying this woman, having 2 kids, and the kids he's telling the story to are his children,
Wait, Genie's children?
are Genie's children. Yeah, because he doesn't wish to be free. He wishes to be set free and become human.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
and become mortal basically, and so then he marries this girl, and they have kids and stuff like that. So that's kind of a little plot that's changed. There's a couple of little
Hmm.
added scenes added here and there. After Aladdin shows up as Prince Ali, there's a big banquet hall and stuff like that, and there's like a banquet and dancing scene as
Hmm.
well, where he dances with the princess and like doesn't impress her. Um,
Interesting.
there's a couple little added things. I think oh, also I should add that there's the original songs from Aladdin, but they've also added about 3 to 4 songs into the movie that are totally new.
Hmm.
Um, I don't have a really big problem with this, but it's definitely I definitely see them taking the movie and saying let's make it into 2019. So the big thing about Aladdin that some people are complaining about is that Jasmine's motives are now different. So her motives now are not. I believe in the original Aladdin movie, she was just trying to look for love, and she's like, "I want to fall in love, Dad. I don't want to just marry these guys I don't know." Right?
I
In
think so. Yeah.
in this movie, though, her goal is that she actually wants to become Sultan. She wants to become the
Hmm.
ruler of the country, but because of arbitrary old laws, a woman cannot rule.
I
And
see.
and so the reason why she doesn't want to get married is because she's like, "No, I'm not going to get married to a guy who's going to take over my country. I want to
Hmm.
rule the country, so I'm never getting married." And then she has, I think, the actress has about 3 to 4 solo songs, all of them containing the word silence, about you can't silence me.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna step away. I'm gonna be an independent woman. That type of stuff.
Yeah.
She ends up marrying Aladdin, and the Sultan ends up like abolishing that law, and then she's the one that rules over like Agrabah or whatever the city's name
Interesting.
is. So that's kind of a
Huh.
major change that's happened with the movie as well.
Yeah,
No
because they
snake
never
scene
really
as well.
talked about that.
Yeah, there's never.
But,
Yeah, the original movie, it's definitely she wants to find love.
right.
She wants to marry
Because that's
somebody, and the law states that you can't marry a commoner, and that was the
right.
issue.
Right.
Now it's totally different. It's
Mm.
that she wants to be the ruler of her own country and stuff like
Hmm.
that. Jafar's motives are a little different as well. He is a lot less comedic in this movie of Aladdin. I felt like in the animated version, he was kind of like a goofy, comedic type of person. Still a villain, still evil, but had his like weird quirky quirks, right? He has none of
And
this.
also Iago.
Yeah, yeah. So both of them have none of that. They're
Wait,
pretty.
hold on. There's no Iago or no Abu?
There is a Yago, but he's not as funny.
Oh.
Like he's not really there for like comedic relief. Within the first like 10 to 15 minutes of the movie, Jafar's like Spartan kicking people down a well and like sentencing them to hang. Like he's evil. Like he's, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think that's one of the things I personally didn't like about the movie was that yes, there were funny parts, but they mostly came from like Will Smith's character, not surprisingly. But a lot
Hmm.
of the characters were pretty like serious type of characters, and you almost saw this Aladdin movie as more of like almost a borderline like a drama in a
Interesting.
way. In my opinion, also like I remember the Sultan in the original Disney animated movie being kind of childlike and like kitty, right? And really
Hmm.
liking like the parrot and Abu and stuff like that. There's none of that
Sure.
there. The Sultan's pretty like straight laced old dude.
Yeah.
There's none of
And
that
I
like kind
think
of charm or comedy within like the character interactions for sure.
think it's a trend. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
actually like an overall trend in Hollywood to make things darker.
Mm-hmm.
So you see this with like Dark Knight, like
Mm-hmm.
these reboots. I mean, it expands even into like Game of Thrones and TV and stuff like that. There's just a
Right.
trend that a lot of these stories have to be edgy and dark, and
Mm-hmm.
there isn't that much room for stories that are kind of fun and whimsical.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that's kind of like a just a generational thing, or if that's just like what's popular now.
Right. Um, so overall, I would say it's a good movie. I enjoyed it, but there, like, if you're looking for a one for one, if you were thinking that this was gonna be, um, just Aladdin but live action,
Hmm.
it's not. You're kind of
Right.
missing the mark with that. So I didn't. I actually enjoyed the movie. Besides those things, I can see past those things. I don't really care. I actually really enjoyed it. The music was done really well. It was very nostalgic for me. I think Aladdin was one of my favorite movies as a kid. I think
Hmm.
that, like, Will Smith's character was great. A lot of the characters were great. I think the only character I didn't really like was Jafar.
Mm.
um the
Interesting.
char- the character himself, just, I don't know. Jafar had like this goofy looking mustache and these goofy looking eyebrows, and in this one Jafar just looks kind of like your stereotypical villain, and he
Hmm.
looks almost the same age as like Aladdin and Jasmine. He's not like an older
Mm.
guy. And so I think that kind of threw me off too, because I remember, like, in the anime thing, it was like he wanted to marry Jasmine. He's like, ew, that's kind of creepy. He's like this older
Mm.
guy, you know what I mean? And in this,
Sure.
it's like
Yeah.
this actually kind of makes sense, but it's still creepy. Like, he's just like, I'm gonna marry you, and she's
Yeah.
like, no, I don't love you though, or I don't find you attractive. But it, like, didn't seem creepy. He didn't seem like a goofy type of character. He was just like your typical like evil villain.
Right. Right.
Um, and stuff like that. So it's like, and
Yeah.
besides that, the pacing was a little bit weird. The pacing was really good. So to be fair, the movie clocks in at a little over 2 hours, whereas the animated
It's not
movie
bad.
clocks in at about 80 minutes. So they definitely
Hmm.
added like a lot of stuff. The pacing's really good up until like the last act. It just kind of is like, why is this scene in here if we're just gonna rush past it? If you guys remember, there's a scene in the original where Jafar teleports Aladdin to like the end of the world, and he's like in a snowy area. Aladdin's in that snowy area for like 2 minutes of screen time, and then he's back. He's like back again. Like, carpet
Hmm.
saves him, and then he's back. And then the next scene, like literally the next scene, is like they're getting married. It's like Aladdin's back, and then like Jafar's like, he's already, like, Jafar's like, how did he survive that? As if you're supposed to believe, because it shows through the movie, which makes more sense if you guys watch it, that time has passed. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And that he's been ruling this land for a while. But for us, it's only been like 2 minutes, and it doesn't look like time has passed at all. It literally looks like he just sent him away, and then like 2 minutes later, he's like, "Hey, I'm back, baby." But it's not. The pacing at the very end is kind of weird.
Okay.
So,
Feel a little
oh,
rushed.
a little rushed. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just weird. The pacing's like good, 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 kind of slow, good, 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 and then rushed.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. I mean, besides that, I think the movie was overall pretty good. I think that it's a pretty good like retelling of the movie. Um, you know,
Hmm.
uh, not a. I know. I think I will say I know a lot of people. The reviews for it is actually very mixed. Some people have been reviewing it very
Hmm.
highly, and some people have been rating it like a 5 or 6. Because of
Hmm.
the reasons of Jasmine, I think mostly. Which, to be fair, like, I can see where they're coming from, because it's not subtle. It's very blunt, like what her motives are. You know what I mean? And I
Right.
feel like whenever Jasmine's character is talking, it's like, it's like, oh, I love that Prince Ali guy, but I can't focus on my right now. I need to focus on my country and how to future lead it. Like, every time like she talks about something, she has to bring up the fact that she like wants to be queen to like
Hmm.
lead the country. It's like, okay, we get it. You know what I mean? But why does
Right.
this need to be
It's
brought up like every single time that she's like having dialogue, which doesn't feel natural? You know what I mean?
right. Yeah. So it's not like it's not like a natural dialogue. It's very forced.
It seemed very like heavy-handed at some points. Like, there's a point where she's just kind of like lounging her thing, and the handmaiden comes in, and she's supposed to be like waiting for Prince Ali, and she's like, Jasmine, you need to get where. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I was looking at maps of the country because this country's trying to invade our country right now, and I'm trying to convince my dad to do this diplomacy thing. It's like, okay, we get it. It doesn't
Mm.
help that like 3 of the songs that she sings also, which I think it's technically one song, but it's kind of just redone in
Mm.
different harmonies, is a song basically just saying that like she won't stand down, she won't back down, Like, you'll hear my plea and cries, and like the
Yeah.
chorus is something like, "You will never silence me."
It would be
and so
better
I-
if
yeah,
it would be better if she just showed her like aptitude for leading instead of
right.
saying that she's going to keep leading.
Yeah, it's something that I don't really like about TV shows and movies nowadays. Is it's like, like don't tell me, show me. But I feel like a lot of movies nowadays, it's like they just tell you. It's like you're kind of like, oh man, how are they gonna get through this? And then like 5 minutes later, they just literally tell you how they're gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like, and try to come
Right.
off natural. I don't like that in movies either.
It's a total cop out. Like if
Yeah.
you're going with a visual medium, if you're going with a movie or whatever, you have to show what you're going to do. That's the whole point of
Right.
a movie. Otherwise, it's a book.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally someone reading out a book and a paragraph narrating their actions.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, do the action, do what you're going to say.
Right. So we'll see. I mean, that's our review. I don't know. Are there any movies, I guess, on the horizon, Pixel? Okay, before we get into that, I just want to say this. After the movie came out, the director of Mulan also did state that Mulan will be more like Aladdin. So keep that in mind, guys, that Aladdin or Mulan will also not be a one-for-one remake of the original Mulan. They said that Mulan's intentions for being drafted in the army are changed. And if you guys want, I guess, like, spoiler alert, I can wait like 3 seconds, but it's pretty obvious what it is. But apparently, instead of her, in the original movie, Mulan didn't want to see her dad go off to war because he was old.
Right.
And he was decrepit, basically. In this one, it's more of like Mulan wants to go to war to prove that women can be fighters and can serve their country. Apparently, that's like a pretty big motive change, and that apparently changes the whole storyline of the movie, according to the director. That's what he said.
I feel like that was already accomplished with the original story.
That's what I'm saying too. Is like that type of stuff. Like she didn't have to say that in the original story, and you already felt that, right? But then I don't like how they have to like say once again, like she has to like she's probably going to verbally say that multiple times in the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
like there's going to be scenes where like there's going to be scenes where like before Be a Man, she's going to be like, they just don't respect me because I'm a woman. They don't know you're a woman. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like that's going to happen. Anyway, enough of Aladdin, but Pixar, are there any movies that you're looking forward to during the summer that like you're like, oh man, I do want to go see that in the movie theater, or at least something that like you want to kind of keep your radar on? I know we have like Godzilla's coming up, we have Lion King, we have Toy Story 4 next week, we have Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man Homecoming, which will kick off Phase 4 or Phase 5 or whatever the heck it is for Marvel. We have a lot of movies coming out. Is there anything that like you're really looking forward to in the summer?
I mean, I don't really know what's coming out. I don't know what the slate is, but I mean, Spider-Man sounds pretty cool. I mean, I'm just a big fan of Marvel movies in general, so I'm just gonna keep watching those and seeing what happens and how that whole universe keeps evolving.
Yeah. Let me look up really quick. Give me a sec here. Okay.
Soon.
Okay, so we have Secret Life of Pets 2. We have Men in Black. I think the Men in Black movie looks pretty dumb, in my opinion.
It's gonna be quirky. It's
gonna June 14th.
Like, yeah, if you want a quirky movie, that's probably gonna be it.
Shaft movie, June 14th. June 21st, we have Child's Play and Pixar's Toy Story 4. I guess they're remaking Child's Play.
Yeah.
July 2nd, Spider-Man Far From Home. July 19th, Lion King. July 26th, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I do want to see that movie.
Is that related to like Once Upon a Time in, what was the other movie?
Mexico?
In the West? Yeah, Mexico. That's it.
I don't know, but it's a Quentin Tarantino film. So it's already going to be pretty good. And it stars Matt Damon and Brad Pitt. I think Matt Damon it's not, I'm an idiot. It's Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. Leo plays a successful actor, and Brad Pitt plays like his kind of scummy, shady agent. I'll send you trailers for it later, but you'll get nothing from the trailer, which I kind of like.
Okay.
But it looks really cool. It's just called Once Upon a Time, but it stars Leonardo, Brad Pitt, Margaret Robbie, Dakota Fanning, Al Pacino.
That's a pretty sizable cast.
Yeah, and it comes. I have no idea what the movie's about. It says set in 1969, around the time of Charles Manson, a television actor and his stunt double embark on an odyssey to make a name for themselves in the film industry. That's all.
Huh, all right.
So I don't
Okay.
know. I'm excited for that one. That's something I want to see. Oh, Fast and Furious, Hobbs
I
and
was just
Shaw.
looking at that. I was just looking at that. I was just gonna say, like, hey.
Oh my gosh! So they're making
Fast and
another one,
Furious.
huh?
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot more.
Oh my gosh, that's actually crazy. Oh, Dora the Explorer, Lost City of Gold, August 9th.
Yeah,
Angry
first in
Birds
line
2.
for that. Oh yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I don't know. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood actually looks really dope. I'd probably see that or whatever. I don't know. Anything that you're looking forward to, or
I don't know. It feels kind of thin, like for like summer blockbusters. I'm not seeing too many things.
I mean, I think the thing is, Infinity War just peaked at this summer. You know what I mean? Like that was technically summer, I guess you could say, right? It's like boom,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, okay, we've seen Infinity War or Endgame. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like who wants to follow that up?
Yeah, it's like, okay, we got Endgame. We're chilling now for the next like couple of weeks or whatever. But anyway, I guess just moving on to like our next topic. I got into classic WoW.
Hey.
I mean, I think we have to talk about this, and I think we're gonna go on a long nostalgia trip. We have like another topic after this, but we'll see if we even get through that. But yeah, I got into classic WoW Wednesday, technically last Tuesday, I believe. I got into it at night though. I got an email at 11 p.m. The next morning I checked Wednesday and I said, "Oh snaps, I'm in the beta." And I went and I installed it. 3 gigs, dude, for classic WoW beta.
3 gigs. Oh man, that's some good nostalgia right there.
I remember going to Circuits. I don't know if you had Circuit City over like back in your hometown, but
yeah.
Okay, so I went to Circuit City with my dad to buy the game, and it came on like 8 discs back in the day.
Oh man, jeez.
And I remember we had to buy a new computer to play it because we were still on Windows 98 at the time, and we needed XP Service Pack 3 to play classic WoW or whatever. And
oh man,
dude, so we talked about this a lot on the podcast, and now it's finally in my hands. And I will say, I still don't know how much time I'll invest in the actual game when it comes out, but I've been having a lot of fun. I didn't think I would have a lot of fun with it, but I've been having. It's really fun. The thing is, right now, is that because it's a beta, I feel like only the hardcore of the hardcore people are in it, and I usually enjoy beta games because of that. We'll see how hardcore people are though when the game actually comes out and everyone has it. Already, just like small little community things are really cool. Just walking around. Okay. Before we get too ahead of ourselves, I should say the way the beta works is there's 2 servers, PvE and PvE. That's it. The beta is currently capped at level 30, but they do plan to slowly start rolling out more features. So last week they finally added 1 battleground you could queue up for Warsong Gulch. They said in a couple weeks you will be able to level to 40, and basically they just want to stress test all the servers and stuff like that as well.
Sure.
Yeah. So not all the features are out. Yeah, and you
can't do really
raids.
Cool when Alterac Valley comes out because I love that battleground.
Yeah, so
those are some of the best battles I've ever had in that game.
Exactly. I should also mention that the game is patched to 1.12, which was the last patch to be had in Classic WoW. So we will not be having this thing where we start off at 1.05, at least for right now. At least this is how the beta is. Maybe it's changing, but we won't have this thing where it starts at 1.05 and we're like, okay, we know what's going to happen in 1.06. You know what I mean? Like, it's just going to straight off start off at like 1.12. There will be a rollout schedule though of content. That rollout schedule does not have a set date to it. They said it won't be like, okay, 3 months later, Anixia's layer is out. 3 months after that, this is out. Basically, they said they're going to see how fast it takes people to clear content, and they kind of want everyone to catch up with everyone eventually, and then they'll roll out the new content. So we'll see what happens.
Interesting.
Kind of my experiences with it. All my characters are below level 20 right now. I'm really taking my time, just kind of playing. It's been really fun. Just like little things that I haven't noticed before. or forgot about key rings, for example. I forgot that like you had to actually use
Key
keys to use crap. I've picked up scrolls and potions, which I totally forgot were in the game.
Man.
I've died like 30 times because it's actually hard to kill crap. Stuff doesn't spawn as fast. I can't one-shot stuff. I actually have to go on a quest to like get certain mage abilities and professions and stuff like that. Yeah, it
Missed that.
it feels like an MMO, and not even getting a mount until like 40, which right now you can't even right now. It's yeah, it's been really fun. The community has been really cool. Like I said, I hope it stays the same, but you know, you can't. It probably will change. Like I said, it's the hardest of the hardcore people. Just even kind of like walking around and someone will buff you with Mark of the Wild or Arcane Intellect or you know, stamina increase from Priest or whatever it might be. Just little things like that people are doing for you when you're just kind of chilling out in Crossroads or something.
That used to be a thing. I remember that, like,
Yeah.
whenever I was sitting chilling, like waiting for my health to come back, someone would just drop by and give me a buff, and like that was just a normal thing to do.
Yeah, and I mean, no one does that anymore.
Yeah, no one does.
You know, in retail WoW. So even just little things like that. I've been grouping with more people, which has been really cool. Just like random strangers have been like, "Hey man, do you want a group to like get this like kill this like boss? Like he's kind of hard." Like, yeah, sure, dude. You know, I've grouped with a ton of people. You know, I've grouped with people and I'm almost done with my quest. I'm like, how many do you have left? They're like 7. I'm like, all right, I'll kill some stuff with you because killing mobs actually matters and gives you a pretty good amount of XP. Like already just the community is a lot better.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's actually
I
crazy.
miss that.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw, but there's a streamer named Stay Safe TV, and he was actually streaming today, and he was playing with another guy who didn't speak English. And
I heard about this.
yeah, he was playing with a guy from China, and they tried to communicate through broken English and stuff. And the guy helped him out and showed him some couple of tricks that Stay Safe forgot from classic WoW. And at the end, and then Stay Safe realized the guy was a streamer. This guy didn't know he was a streamer, and Stay Safe ended up like hosting him with like 6K viewers or something.
Wow.
And the guy like started freaking out and was like, wait, is this the guy I was playing with? Like, had no idea. Like, it was really cool. Like, just like those little interactions in like World of Warcraft have been like so cool. Just kind of meeting people and like not realizing like who they are or whatever. And yeah, I don't know, man.
That reminds me, I heard of a website where you can find your old friends from Classic. So what you do is you register on this website, you put in your character name from your time in Classic, and it allows you to search like this sort of roster and like just find the people that you used to play with, like people on your friends list, people that you raided with, people from the same guild. So it's a way of just connecting with some people that you used to play with.
Wow. Yeah, man. There's I feel like we all have that one friend that we used to play with. Yeah. And then hasn't logged on in like a really long time, you know?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, that's probably useful. I'll probably look up some people on there for sure. But yeah, it's just so far it's been really cool to just like I don't know, it feels like an MMO. I will say this, it feels like an RPG. I feel like with MMOs nowadays, like you get the multiplayer like massive online experience every game you go to, but like to have an RPG is really fun. Like to be able to not fly everywhere and I actually have to walk places, and I actually have to like, oh crap, I actually need to fly back to Ogremar or Hearth back to Ogremar and then walk all the way back if I want to like check my professions or level my professions or level my mage professions up or class train this guy or that guy. Like having to do that stuff and like be forced to take a detour, whereas nowadays it's like, you know, when you level a character in like retail WoW, it's just like kill. Oh, gave me the skills, kill. Oh, like there's no rankings even to like the talents, right? It's just like you have them and that's it, and they level on their own. Just like little things like that, and just managing my money, like even just managing money, has been so crazy to me.
Right.
You know, I spent like 55 silver on a wand today that does 30 to 55 damage, dude. I'm pretty hyped about that or whatever. Like having to pin, and then I'm like, okay, well I can't buy Arcane Missiles rank 2 now because it's like 9 silver. I don't have enough, and just like having to manage those resources is crazy.
That's right. You had to buy the skills, and then there were different ranks in the skills.
Yep.
I completely forgot about that.
Today I was like doing a quest. Like, oh shoot! And I had to take a detour and like actually stop doing my quest. Like kind of get out of that zone and like, okay, I gotta take a detour. We gotta make a journey back to Orgrimmar. Had to walk back because there's no flight paths right now, and just like walk back all the way to Orgrimmar to start level. Like yeah. It's a trip, man.
Do they have any maps for instances? Because I remember that wasn't a thing.
No,
they don't.
No,
Ooh.
There's no maps for instances.
Ooh.
No maps, nothing like that. Even just any cave, there's nothing. There's no map for caves.
Oh man!
So there was like a quest where I was like trying to look for something, and I got lost in this cave for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. This is why I started playing stealth classes. This is why I started playing druids and rogues, because I didn't want to have to like clear an entire cave just to get to the end where the quest mob was or where the chest was. I just stealthed right to it.
Right.
It was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah, and then I think Asmongold or some other streamers pulled a dragon from Blackwing Lair all the way to Stormwind, and it crashed the server.
Doing that as like level 30 is just amazing to me.
They had like they had 2 groups of 30s pulling it or something like that, and like chain resing basically and running back. Like they chain resed and just kept pulling it, like, and then die. All of them would die, and like they kind of like just kept circling like a factory. I don't know.
Beautiful.
So far, it's been really fun though.
Yeah. What was that? What was that one monster that had this like spreading plague? And
oh yeah, the corrupted blood.
The corrupted blood, yeah.
Yeah,
is that still around?
Yeah, they have to patch. They're gonna have to patch it later, probably. Because they said that when they come out the raids, they're gonna like not patch them. Hakar, was his name Hakar?
Car.
Was that his name?
The creature with the corrupted blood. I don't remember the name of the creature.
Yeah, that's in the game. That's not in the game right now, but they said it will be.
Okay, I think it was Hakar.
Corrupted blood incident.
That was like the biggest.
Yeah, Hakar, the soul. Yeah, Hakar, end boss. Yeah, he was the end boss of Zul'Gurub.
Okay.
Yeah, you could put it onto a hunter pet and then transfer it.
Zul'Gurub all the way to Ironforge. Oh my. Wow.
Some people are dedicated trolls, man.
It's amazing.
Yeah, there was that, and yeah, there was. I don't know. Like so far, it's been pretty fun. I don't know how fully invested I'll be into Classic WoW, to be honest. I might PvP with Battlegrounds. I don't think I'll PvE.
Yeah.
When WoW came out, I was 14 and I didn't have time to do that. And I think the one time we tried to PV, like raid, I don't mean like I'll do dungeons, but when I mean like PvE, I mean like raiding. I ran the first time we did it, we finally got 40 people, and we were all in Ventrilo, and it was super loud and noisy. We split everyone in groups, and then by the time we got to the dungeon, because some people had never gone there before, summoned people or whatever, it's like 3 or 4 people had to go. So then someone had to like hearth back all the way to town, start spamming group to try to find people, get those 3 people, get them back over there, which is like a 30-minute ordeal, and then repeat.
Yeah.
And I think we cleared like a bit of Nax at the time, and that was it. Like 1 week.
Yeah, I didn't start raiding until I was playing Burning Crusade.
Yeah, because Burning Crusade lowered it from like 25 man and 40 man, right?
So I think so.
Yeah, they got rid of 60 mans for sure.
I mean, I do remember doing a few 40 mans, and that was like crazy.
Yeah, you had to like split into different rooms or whatever. You each had like a leader,
right? And like I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, so
there's no way like that. Like my free time can support an MMO like that ever again.
Yeah. So I mean, what are your plans, Pix? Are you planning to get WoW Classic? You hoping to get into the
Um,
beta? Like, what's your deal with it? Have you opted into the beta yet?
yeah, so I opted into the beta. I'm just waiting for an email. Like I'll give it a shot because
Yeah.
I did really genuinely love classic WoW,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of great things about it. Like I want to experience it again with like fresh eyes, 15 years later.
Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, I'll definitely play it, but I'm not going to commit to it. Like
Mm.
I don't have the time or the willpower to commit that many hours to
Yeah.
a game anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, I get you. I'm in the same boat for sure.
yeah, but like oh man, like the really the one thing that I want to experience again is Alterac Valley. Like
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that by far had like some of the best memories I've had for PvP.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you've run out of like so for people who didn't play Alterac Valley, like you had all these bosses or something along the way where you had to fight towards the enemy base, and once you kill them, you gain like a certain amount of honor points. They don't respawn for the remainder of the battleground, but these battles would take hours, like
Yeah.
literal hours.
I would leave for school and come back, and the battle would still be going on.
It, it was some of the most epic
You know.
PvP fighting I've ever like experienced because there's so many like natural choke points that you can just
Mm-hmm.
hold on to and turtle and just keep respawning and respawning, respawning, keep holding it. And it took like a tremendous effort to actually break through.
Mm-hmm.
It was it was something else.
Yeah.
Like it really felt like a full scale war in that battleground, and I thought it was amazing.
Yeah. It will also be interesting because there's a lot of people that I know who never played WoW, at least like in my age range. Because when I first got into WoW, I was like in seventh grade, like seventh or eighth grade. I graduated middle school in 2004, so I was
Mm-hmm.
probably actually like 12 or 13 when I started playing classic WoW.
Mm.
And a lot of my friends, for example, we've had him on the show before, Blake. He's never played classic WoW. I think he started around Mist of Pandaria, maybe a little bit before that, because by then, like Mist of Pandaria came out when he was like in college, and so he could
Mm-hmm.
actually like afford a WoW subscription and finally pay for
Yeah.
it. But I remember like he was telling me like, yeah, I never got to play classic or Burning or Lich King or Cataclysm or whatever because his parents were like, no, we're not paying for this for you.
Hmm.
And like didn't want him to be like online like that with that type of stuff. So he never got to experience like classic WoW. So it'll be really interesting for him because for him, he's like always like it's so weird. Like for him, he's never known what like what aspects are for hunters. He's never known what
Mm-hmm.
ammo is for hunters. He's always gone with focus for hunters, right? Like,
Yeah.
and so for him, it's gonna be interesting because he's gonna be in like that classic. Like he's gonna like it's gonna be a brand new freaking game for him.
Oh yeah, yeah, completely different
Yeah.
experience. Like where you actually have to really work for
And
your
I think
levels
he's
and your
leveling
achievements.
mage.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be
So
good.
I mean, mages were rough to level pre-level 20. I'm leveling one right now, and it's rough.
Yeah. Wait, when do you get the ability to create water?
Like rank 5 or level 5.
Okay, that's not bad.
But the thing is, you burn so much mana. I'm drinking like one water every 3 mobs. like every
That's
like 3 or 4 characters I'm drinking.
that sounds about right. I
I know,
mean,
like in classic, it's right, but I mean, just saying, like comparatively, like he's never played classic,
yeah.
like right. So for
So
him as a mage, like you don't run out of mana
yeah, yeah.
in like retail. So you just kind of
Right,
like
right,
do whatever the heck you want.
right. Well, as long as he's not playing Shadow Priest, like Shadow Priest is miserable. I remember trying to level a Shadow Priest
Dude, but
multiple
Shadow
times and
Priests were
gave up.
so good. Remember how good they
They were
were? The
so
payoff was kind
good.
of worth it.
Yeah, they're so good in PvP. Like they were amazing. They would just destroy everybody.
The instant
Um,
bubble, the instant bubble into the full heal
yeah, yeah,
every
and like
time.
the fear spell was a
Yeah,
psychic scream or something like that.
yeah.
Like it was just like they were incredible.
But they were awful to
But
level.
yeah,
That's true.
it was such a pain to level. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, casters were a pretty big pain to level. I remember in general. Was there any really any easy class to
I
level?
think
Like
Hunter was
even Hunter was kind of hard because you have to like manage everything.
yeah, there was a lot more buttons and stuff like that. You could definitely take on higher level mobs than your like you should have been able to as a hunter. Like just because of your pet, like you're basically two people.
Mm-hmm.
So if once you got like a tank pet, like a turtle or something like that, you're good.
Yeah, turtle, boar, bear.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see how it is. I mean, game comes on August 27th, guys. So we'll probably be able to, I don't know. We'll be playing it. Pixel and I will play it. We'll probably stream it together or something. We'll squad stream. Squad stream? We'll squad stream.
Yeah, that's when my sub ends, and then I'll have to resub again if I want to play classic.
Oh man, yeah. Just do the 7-day free trial. Hit the trial,
yeah,
buy the
exactly
trial
right.
discs, and try WoW for 7 days or whatever it was back in the day.
There's probably so many of those codes lying around.
Probably, dude. But I mean, so what are your plans for? I guess what's your plans for Classic, Horde, or Alliance, and then what class are you gonna main, or are you just kind of gonna dick around and see what else, like whatever you can get, or?
You know, I'm not really sure. I'm tempted to try out Horde because when I first played WoW Classic, I was Alliance, and so I'm familiar with all of that. So I think I'm actually kind of torn because I want to play Alliance just for the nostalgia of it, you know?
Right.
You know, actually, like, you know, jumping on the Deep Run tram and actually like taking it to Stormwind.
See, I've never played Alliance. I've never actually played Alliance beyond a Night Elf up to level 10. That was it.
I thought that was like the coolest thing. It's like, you can like, it was almost like fast travel. You take the train from one capital city to the next, and then like since
yeah, how come Horde didn't have that? Actually, now I think about it, we don't have that.
Didn't they have? Oh wait, no. They
eventually they added Zeppelins from Ogremar to Thunderbluff, but it took way too long.
That's right. Wait, did they have Zeppelins from Undercity? Didn't that?
Yes, they had Zeppelins from Undercity to Ogremar, and that's it.
Yes. So yeah, that was the fast travel part.
Oh, okay. So that's kind of how it works with Alliance.
Yeah. So like,
but it's a train.
Right. It was like a train between Stormwind and Ironforge. But if you wanted to get to Darnassus, like it was a pain. You actually had to like walk all the way to. It wasn't Silverpine. It was what was that next area next to it?
No, Silverpine.
There. Was it Silverpine? No,
I thought it was Silverpine.
I thought Silverpine was like next to Undercity.
I don't know, maybe. Yeah.
You had to like walk all the way over there and take like a griffin or something into Darnassus, and it was just a pain to actually get to.
Okay.
So, yeah, like the ability to just like take the train in between those two cities I thought was just really cool because I didn't like leveling near Ironforge. So I was like, as a dwarf, I would go over to Elwyn Forest and Westfall and level there because I just liked it more.
Ironforge was pretty not depressing, but yeah, it's like a lot of snow.
It was a lot of snow. Yeah, it was just a lot of like I don't know,
industrial-ish too in the city. I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like the area all that much.
That's fair.
So I was like, oh yeah, cool. I can go to a forest.
So you played mostly Alliance your whole life, in WoW?
No, not really.
Okay.
All of Classic I played Alliance.
Okay.
But when Burning Crusade came out, I switched to Horde because a lot of my friends were Horde, and we all wanted to play together.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, I haven't played in a long time. I'll just re-roll Horde and just do this. And then
so you just re-leveled. You didn't even like switch. Were you able to switch races back then or pay for that? I don't think so, right?
No.
Okay, so you had to level.
I didn't get very far in Classic either way. I got to like level 50 something, and then I just stopped.
Gotcha.
I think it was like 52 or something like that, and I stopped. So because like in Classic, I actually didn't have anybody to play with.
Okay.
I played that mostly solo, even though I was part of a guild. Like no one was ever on. Yeah, and the funny thing was, my guild's name was called the Lone Wolves, and I was the only one on from that guild.
Oh, feels bad. What was your character's name? Do you remember?
It was a gnome rogue named Iggy. I actually got like awesome. A really, really OG name.
That's crazy. That's actually funny, but funny, yeah.
Yeah, because like I got in so early that like a lot of these names were just unclaimed, and so I got like a really like sort of basic kind of name, but probably really valuable.
They're this time around, I think they said that they're putting priority to streamers and content creators, obviously, but they're gonna roll out like days ahead of time where you can claim your name.
Yeah, I can see them
So,
doing that. If they want to claim like some sort of
but
yeah.
even for like the plebs, like we'll be able to claim our names and stuff like that early.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because I want Kubo again.
Oh, cool.
So
Yeah, I haven't thought about that. I actually don't know what name I'm going to choose.
Iggy
Yeah.
underscore 101.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, maybe I should level Alliance. I don't know. I've never leveled Alliance. I never really liked the characters. The thing with me is, I think I'm gonna play mostly solo as well this time around anyway, so I don't really care. But I know that a lot of my friends will be. I think a lot of the time for us, we'll just be on Discord or on voice calls together while leveling.
Sure.
But a lot of my friends are actually going Alliance, because of Paladins.
Yes. Paladins were incredible.
Yeah.
Also, the thing is, like, humans, I think, were the only race that could be a paladin.
Yeah.
I believe. And humans had an incredible racial ability. The racial ability was the boost to reputation gains. And in Classic, that was actually really, really important. Just because, like, it gave you access to all these different, like, items and recipes and things like that. Like, you had to have a high reputation,
right?
And that cut out so much grinding.
Yeah, so I might be the lone wolf. I think only out of all the people I kind of know who are playing, I think a few of them are going horde, but that group of people is kind of being led by this guy that I don't really know too well, and apparently, according to like people, it's like he's pretty hardcore when it comes to like playing. It's like I don't know if I really want to deal with that and play that hardcore. Like, I think even if I joined them to play, like, I would never actually, like, play with them. You know what I mean? And then one of my other friends is going Horde as well and making his character again. And then my other friends who are more casual are all going Alliance. So, I don't know. I'm gonna be solo most of the time, and I think I'm fine with it. I don't think I'll be playing that much or whatever.
Yeah, same here. I'm just gonna, like, basically, if I'm gonna play, I'm just gonna, like, chill. I'm just gonna do everything at my own speed, like, whenever I feel like it.
Exactly. So, I don't know. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun too.
Hopefully you get into Classic, we'll be able to stream together, maybe like level druids or something on Horde side. I don't know, get you like get you acclimated again.
Sure, yeah.
To Classic or whatever would be pretty fun. But I think that's all the time we actually have for today, guys. We've actually been going for almost an hour here.
Wow,
a little over, almost an hour here. So I think that's going to do it for today, guys. We'll save the other articles. We had one more thing that we wanted to talk about, but we'll just skip. We'll save it for next time. It's not super important or interesting, to be honest. So we'll save it for next time, guys. But with that, just kind of wanted to shout out all the socials we got. Pixel, what do you got to shout out for us today?
If you ever want to find me on Twitch, I am at pixel_pusher101.
Nice.
Twitch.tv/pixelpusher101.
Nice. Yeah, I think maybe you should. Maybe you'll come back to streaming when you if you get into classic beta. Maybe you actually should stream it, because then you can like save it and document it.
Maybe. I mean, that might be actually cool to just like keep,
Yeah. So. But yeah, so go follow him there, guys. Twitch.tv/pixelpusher101. He'll be streaming here shortly, hopefully. As for us, you can follow No Content Podcast over on Spotify and iTunes. The links are down below in your episode description. Also, check out the YouTube, SHIGEOS Twitch TV, Shigeos Twitch TV, if you guys want to see VODs of the episodes as well. As for me personally, you can follow me at Twitch, Twitter, or Instagram at Ryan Kubo. That's RYANKUBO. And yeah, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and we will see you next time. Take care, guys.
All right. See you guys.